I remember it was March 11th, and I got a text. And I remember looking at it, and it was squamous carcinoma. So immediately, you start Googling, right? So I just see cancer, cancer, cancer. I was kneeling on the floor next to the bed. I don't remember if I had texted Heather or called Heather, if she came looking for me. And I showed her the text. And I'm pretty sure we both had a good hard cry at that point.
Gary sent a text out to all 9 of his brothers and sisters, saying, hey, what's everybody doing? Can everybody meet at Mom and Dad's in 15 minutes? Gary and Heather came in, and then the word cancer comes out of out of Heather. And it was like this black cloud just came over. And we all cried. You're gonna beat it, it's gonna be fine. We're gonna do whatever we need to do to help you. That's the benefit of having such a big family.
So Mr. Krietes had a tonsillar cancer, a cancer of the oropharynx, and we treated him with definitive radiation and chemotherapy. He had difficulty with swallow, with speech, with taste, sometimes even with breathing. When you have pain, when you have other difficulties in that area, it affects your whole life. P16 positive oropharyngeal cancer has a very high cure rate, generally around the range of about 90%, if you can make it all the way through your therapy.
It was at that point that we learned it was inoperable. He basically said it was between stage 2 and stage 3 because of the size of it. He said if we did surgery, he didn't think he could get all of it. So really radiation and chemo was the only option. But the road getting from there to where I am today was going to be hard. My radiation treatments, every day they would put a mask over my face and basically bolt it down to a table so my head couldn't move. And I remember the machine every day, over and back. It would go over 3 times before I was finished. It only lasted about 10 or 15 minutes, but it always seemed like a lifetime to me. And I remember just the car rides were grueling. I don't know if it was from the chemo or what, but I would get sick to my stomach.
Everybody kind of just took their jobs. My sister-in-law Cassie started planning the website. You can sign up for what days you could drive him down to his treatment, who was bringing meals. She even had on there help with the kids, like who can take the kids at this time to give Heather a break or get them to their practices.
So we were kind of looking for some place for me to go, at least for that Thursday, to stay in between my morning treatment and my afternoon treatment. And then I remember a coworker of mine had found HavenHouse. Like, hey, maybe this is an option.
Gary told me about his cancer diagnosis, and it was heart-wrenching. It was very difficult to hear. Just wanted to help the family as much as we could, knowing that Heather has a huge load, with 5 kids and then a husband with cancer. It's scary.
I received a phone call about a year ago in March from a woman named Brooke. The first thing out of her mouth was, I'm trying to help a friend, but I don't really know what I'm asking for. HavenHouse St. Louis is a nonprofit organization that takes care of patients and families that travel to St. Louis for medical care. Gary utilized our services on the days where he had long treatment days. HavenHouse serves all ages of patients and families across the spectrum of illness. And this is really an important part of what we do, and it's really what makes us different from many other hospital guest houses. We are really the only hospital guest house in the region where a grandmother and a grandchild can both be a patient and both share a room together and go to the hospital the next day as a family. So we really do believe that the adult patient is just as important as that pediatric patient. Whether they're coming 50 miles away or 500 miles away, these folks need to have an option from all of the unknowns that they experience. Our mission is needed now so more than ever. Many of these folks that we see from rural communities don't have access to a hospital or even a primary care physician. And that's where a place like HavenHouse comes in. We try to provide all the necessary amenities and all the things that make life just a little bit easier.
We help them with affordable lodging. We provide complimentary meals. We do volunteer-driven shuttle transportation to get them from our location to the hospital with a friendly face. And we also have a staff on site 7 days a week to take care of anything else that might arise during their stay. Since our inception in 2005, HavenHouse has welcomed over 111,000 people, which is over 42,000 patients plus their loved ones. We have provided over 116,000 nights of care to those individuals. Once a family stays with us, they are our family. We listen to their stories, we hear them, we feel for them, we celebrate with them, and we mourn with them. Because as Gary said, no one fights alone. And at HavenHouse, we don't let any of our families fight alone.
Him being able to be at HavenHouse, to be able to interact and at least see people and have people see him and be close, was really a big part of his treatment and part of the village that was around him.
HavenHouse was amazing. Definitely a big part of my success story. Looking at other people that kind of going through the same thing, definitely would recommend HavenHouse. I am back to living close to normal, yeah. I can do my normal activities again. I'm coaching my son's basketball team right now. Baseball is getting ready to start up again. It's hard to believe that we're almost back to a year to when it all began.
Our sole purpose is to make things easier for the patients and families that need us the most. Everyone deserves a home away from home, whether they're coming from a different country, a different state, or even just an hour away. Medical treatment is expensive, it's exhausting, and debilitating. And HavenHouse truly removes the barriers. We're able to open our doors 365 days a year because of donations from our community. And for that, we're forever grateful.